Subscribe to James and Sheriff Dixon, you motherfucker.
This is Movie Reviews with James and Eric, Season 1, Episode 4. I got Eric back on.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. So, I just want to start off here. I just watched the Fast and Furious movies for the first time ever.
Oh man. Okay. They are, I think they've just sort of become ubiquitous with pop culture. So I'm curious to see what you think about them, watching them all so far removed from when
one?
they were so like pop. Yeah, right? Yeah. Like it's such a long time.
Yeah, no, it started in 2001 and went all the way till now, yeah.
God. What did you think of them?
Oh, I liked the Tokyo Drift, which I know a bunch of people hated, and there's like Hobbs and Shaw I thought was good.
Okay.
9 is when they go to space, which
Yes.
I thought was crazy, so I liked that. And 10 was great
Right.
with Jason Momoa, so
Mm-hmm.
it was overall okay. It weighs on you when you watch nothing but fast movies for 2 weeks straight because they're over
That is
2 hours long.
I don't know anyone that can do that. You're a maniac. That's crazy. That's like, man, they're all so, I don't want to say different because they get kind of like samey after 5.
Yeah.
But like 1 through 4 are so weird when you, and then you go to like 5 through 10.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's when I liked it, like you said, like they start getting with the characters going crazy with 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's at least when it's like fun. I've seen the first Fast and Furious, oh God, dozens of times because in high school it would be the movie that a substitute teacher would put on.
Oh,
all like after it came out, it was just that, you know, that was just the movie that people would put on, and I've just seen it so many times, man. It's rough.
And the one I hated the most was the one where Tyrese's introduction. The one where they were just on a beach for 2 hours and nothing happened.
Nothing happens. There are some of those movies where just nothing happens, but then in like 9, they go to space.
They just
like,
attach a bunch of nitrous to a car, and they
it's awesome.
And they duct tape the windows shut, and they just launch it into space.
They just go like, well, how far can we go with this? And they go so far that they send them to space, and it feels like what you would think is like the natural conclusion of Fast and Furious, right? Like to send them to space feels like, well, obviously this is what it is. This is what you would have to do, which is, you know, very weird, but like, you know, it's fun. It's at least that's fun. The early ones are not as fun, but the last few have been pretty fun.
And it kind of reminded me of the Friday the 13th movie series, how crazy those
got. That's what a great way to put it, man. I hadn't thought about that. Absolutely. That's exactly what it's like. It's like, you know, Jason is in space and all this other stuff, and he goes to hell, and like, you know, where can you go with like these franchises that just run and run? That's where you go. Off world. You go insane. It's very funny. How weird. I hadn't drawn that parallel, and you're totally right. Totally right.
And then I want to just add that it surprised me that they're making 10 into 3 parts.
I guess just drag it out as much as you can, right? Because they're like, well, we're not going to do anymore, which is bullshit. They're going to do more. Like,
it's like
there's no way they're not. So, like, it's just, you know, it's such bullshit. Oh, yeah, we're not going to do it. It's like, get real. So I guess just drag it out. People watch. I mean, I'll watch them. Sure, whatever. But, like, I'm not excited about them like the way I was like with 9. I was like really excited about 9. It seemed like it was going to be a fun thing, and now it's like I didn't have the same excitement for 10 because you knew it was going to be split up.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of like, you know, when you Hobbit the whole thing, you're like, who cares? I just don't. I don't want to do that. I don't.
9, I think, introduced John Cena, right?
Yeah, dude, that is so goofy. It's so funny that he is in those movies, but like, good for him. Hell yeah. That's cool. Like, to be added so late, that's really funny.
I think I've told you this. I like him as an actor more and more as I see him in
stuff.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun. He does a really good job. Did you see the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Mm-mm.
It's very, I loved it. And I don't like anything. I really, really loved it. Like, I would recommend that movie to like everyone. John Cena is the voice of Rocksteady, but you'd never know it was him. It like they put it through like so many like audio effects or whatever. You just never know it was him. The voice cast for the movie rules. It's so good, so fun. I think that you will really enjoy the movie a lot. I think you will love it.
Yeah, I'm adding it to my list to watch.
Yeah.
So I also want to talk about Barbie. I've not seen Oppenheimer yet, but I did see Barbie.
Oh, that's funny. I saw Oppenheimer, but I haven't seen Barbie. How funny!
So I can go off your review for
that's
that.
so funny. So what did you think of Barbie?
Oh, I just went one day. I was like, I want to see this because the last 40 minutes of that movie are crazy. There's a Ken patriarchy. There's a
I've heard about all this stuff. I hear so much about it, and it seems like it'll be a really fun movie, a really funny movie. Like it seems pretty good. You think it's worth everyone's time?
I mean, like going into it, you should know that it is like a strong like feminist. Like,
yeah, I think it's
man,
great.
yeah.
I think it's Barbie. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
hell yeah, that's you should kind of know that's what you should know it's going to be going into a Barbie movie. It's the Barbie movie. Hell yeah. So I really want to see it. Haven't found the time. A lot of the showings are still like near sold out.
Oh yeah.
Which is like really impressive. Like way to go. I think that's really, really cool. It seems like a really fun movie, and it seems like it'd be worth your time. I want to know, after you see Oppenheimer, I really want to know what you think of Oppenheimer.
Oh, I've heard good things about that as like his best movie.
It is. I really think I went in with pretty low expectations. As far as like Tenet went and stuff like that, I kind of wasn't super into what he's been doing, and I don't know, just hasn't really been for me. Went in with kind of low expectations. I left incredibly impressed. It is Christopher Nolan's best, not just best like movie, it's his best film.
Oh, yeah.
It's so thought out. It's so impressively made. It is 3 hours long.
Oh, I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, like you gotta find
I hate it. I hate a 3 hour movie, but I don't like. Man, it doesn't feel like the pacing isn't bad. It doesn't feel like any of it's wasted. It's very impressive. I really, really, really liked it, and I was very impressed by it.
I was gonna say I love looking up the 11-mile long IMAX cut or whatever.
Oh, dude, it's so wild. It's so cool. We saw it in like digital Dolby Atmos whatever with like insane sound, and it is like earth-shattering the way some of this stuff is.
Apparently there's a bunch of actors that are in it, like Josh Peck.
Dude,
Jr.
there are so, I don't want to spoil all these people in it, but there are so many fucking people in this movie that all have 2 lines. Like he hired so many people to be in this movie for nothing. And it is so cool. It is so wild that that's what he did. And I think it was awesome that he went, I'm Christopher Nolan. Do you want to be in a Christopher Nolan movie? And all of these people went, yes, absolutely.
Then my thing is they hired the guy who played the main character as the guy from The Dark Knight, Scarecrow.
Yes. Cillian Murphy is really, really good. He's very impressive. He's a great actor. I think a lot of people know him from Peaky Blinders, and I think people know him as Scarecrow, right? Obviously, but like, man, super impressed by his performance. There are no bad performances in the movie, but boy, this is his movie, and he is making it. He is doing it. This is his movie. It's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive.
And then one more movie I've seen was that Sympathy for the Devil with Nick Cage.
Oh, what did you think?
He took his face off performance and times it by like 10.
Was it pretty fucking raucous? Was it pretty crazy?
Oh yeah, like the first 10-15 minutes are slow until it also has the guy from the Suicide Squad who played Rick Flag.
Yeah,
he's also I love his actor. His actor also starred in that AMC crime police show, if you remember.
Oh, okay. One.
Yeah, they're both really good.
Is it like, so it's this driving around movie where they're like going after, like they're chasing something down? Was that like the premise?
No, the Nick Cage has beef with this guy, and the guy doesn't remember who he is, and he tries to get him to remember. It's like a whole amnesia type thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he takes him by gunpoint
interesting.
when his wife's in labor, and that's where the story goes. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. That seems crazy. That's pretty zany.
And I don't want to spoil much, but there's a diner scene where they go to the diner and Nick Cage just starts pulling out his gun and not caring anymore, and he goes full Nick Cage.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I might have to check that out. It seems like I've been kind of on a kick of just kind of putting some stuff on that a lot of people didn't watch or stuff that like didn't kind of like make waves.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what this movie feels like. Also, baby, it's 90 minutes. You know I'm going to watch a 90-minute movie.
Hour 20, yeah, hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. That's right up my alley, man.
Like you said lately, movies are trying to be 2-3 hours long. I was like, come on.
Yeah. and then you have that and you go, great. That's very cool. That's awesome. I watched a movie. I've been kind of on a kick of watching some older stuff, whatever. But I watched a movie last night that came out in 2021 that I don't think anybody saw. It's called No Sudden Move. It's a Steven Soderbergh film. It is like a 1960s sort of. He likes a criminal drama sort of. Here's like a twist, and then here's a twist, and guess what? Here's a twist, and here's another twist. So that's what this movie is. It's a little under 2 hours. But it has the cast is like it's like Don Cheadle, John Hamm, Benicio del Toro, David Harbour.
I'm adding this to the list to watch.
Kieran Culkin. It is. I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but I would say that for a movie that came out in 2021, it's weird that nobody talked about it at all. I hadn't even heard of it. But I like it. It's I think you might enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm adding it to the list. Yeah.
I'd recommend it to you. I think you'd like it. I think that when Steven Soderbergh made the movie, I think he fucked up using the camera that he used with the lens that he used because it looks fucking weird. And it's not in a way where it's like, this is definitely what was supposed to happen. I think he shot it, and I think the aspect ratio that it ended up being shot in was wrong, and I think he had to reframe a lot of stuff using sort of like digital post stuff, and so you have these insane, like almost fisheye lens shots that do not look right. But I don't know. It's weird. I don't want to say that it adds to the movie, but I will say that it's like it's strange that he did it. Yeah, it's just strange that he did it. So like, go for it. Sure. Yeah, I would recommend that. I want to know what you think of that.
I do want to talk about a movie we talked last time. I watched Universal Soldier for the first time over the
yeah. What did you think of Universal Soldier?
I thought it was just like a movie you could just throw on in the background and just like not really pay attention and know what's going on.
Yeah, it is.
It's RoboCop meets like Terminator.
Oh, it's 100% inspired by both of those movies. I think Roland Emmerich went, well, fuck, man. I want to make a RoboCop Terminator movie. And then I think it was like Richard Rothstein wrote it, and he just went, boy, do I have the picture for you. If these are RoboCops and Terminators. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. It is not a great movie, but I think it's a lot of fun, like putting together all of the like pieces of like what's happening, why, and then a lot of that. And I had a really fun time with like the flashback stuff.
Oh yeah, the crazy the guy in charge or whatever.
Yeah. All that, and then Dolph Lundgren being, like the bad guy and everything, and Van Damme gets to be the way Schwarzenegger was allowed to be very wooden and robotic in Terminator is the way that Jean-Claude Van Damme is allowed to be in Universal Soldier also, and he can play into that where he doesn't have to be, he doesn't have to try to be like a charming guy. He can just be that.
Yeah, I like the memory stuff of the story where where they start to remember who they were, and the
Yep.
crazy guy as a robot kills like his squad or whatever.
So cool. Oh, it's so cool. It's like I just think there's it seems like it's a movie that was probably a lot of fun to film. Just being in the desert and getting weird and going like, okay, in this scene he has to be in like a lot of ice.
I do feel like
that's it.
One of Roland Emmerich's like cheaper shot.
Yeah, I think that if you were to look at what Roland Emmerich has done, it wouldn't be. But man, I don't know. He's done like a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's definitely hard to say. I mean, like, would you say like, oh yeah, Roland Emmerich, you know, the guy who made Moonfall? Like
I would be like, oh, Roland Emmerich, the guy who made Independence Day.
Yeah, right. Roland Emmerich, the guy who made Independence Day Resurgence.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that one up too. Yeah.
He made that. Do you realize that he made? I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. He made The Patriot, which is very weird and like not his speed.
Yeah.
It is it's a 2000. It's from probably like 99 or 2000, and it is like a Revolutionary War movie with Mel Gibson, and it is. I remember like Heath Ledger's in it, I think, and I don't know. It just very like not what you would expect from him at all. But he also made like Stargate, which
the movie or the series?
Yeah, the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I think people will probably remember him for that, for Stargate and being like a science fiction pioneer. Yep. But I just think he's a weirdo guy who makes kind of whatever he's feeling at the time, and I think that's like a lot of fun.
Okay, I want to jump into TV shows now.
Absolutely. Let's go for it.
So between now and the last episode we recorded, Barry's final season aired. Have you heard anything about that?
No, not really. What did you think?
Oh, it was great. I don't really want to spoil it because the last season is like really good. There's like a big time jump like halfway through it.
Oh, really?
That's really a part like left out there. Yeah. Yeah. It was just really good. I loved it. I don't want to spoil it because it goes in ways that you wouldn't think.
Would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, I've recommended the first three. The first three seasons are very bingeable. I think you said you've seen like some of the first season, and it's like
yes,
some of it I will admit is like really slow, but like past season 2, it's like great.
Yeah. I can see that. I think once you get past season 2, again, it's something I've heard, but that's definitely where I've seen the beginning, and then I just went, not for me, thank you. But I get it. I don't know. Is it something you'll revisit?
The final season 4 for sure. Like season 3 and 4, yeah.
Real?
A lot happens in season 3. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. I like that. I like the sound of that.
And it's only a half hour, like 20 minutes without the extra HBO behind the scenes stuff. So it's like
of course,
25 minute watch. You can binge it.
Yeah. It's so the only stuff that I really heard was it's just more people going like, yeah, man, it's really good. And it's like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I put it, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's everyone. When everyone talks about it, they just go like, I don't know what else to say about it. It's really good. It's it's really good. And it's like, I bet it is. I'm sure it is. It's,
well, have you heard about the new Futurama series?
No, you know what? I heard about I was talking to someone at work about it, and they were saying that they think it's funny. It has like a pretty good like joke per minute type thing.
Yes.
But they said that they didn't just like release a whole season. It's like every week there's like a new episode or whatever.
The new one's about to drop tonight at midnight. It's like a midnight Sunday thing release. Yeah.
How do you like that? Is that weird?
Not really. Because I watch a lot of TV shows. There's a bunch of different schedules for TV shows. I'm like, I'm fine with it.
Interesting. I think it's interesting to do that with a show when there's so many shows that I guess like
the whole series. Yeah.
Yeah. There are like so many shows that just do that. Like, and they just go like, oh yeah, that's it. We're done. But this isn't one of them, I guess. It's just,
I want to bring up something like that. Solar Opposites.
Uh-huh.
They just dropped their new season 2. They handled the whole Justin Roiland thing perfectly.
Oh, did they really?
They just
What did they end up doing?
They just replaced his actor with a good voice actor. That only his character.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very funny. That's very interesting.
And they worked into the story really well. They changed it with a voice changing ray, and they destroyed the ray, and they can't rebuild it. And they said that's how we're gonna be from now on.
That's really, really funny. I think that's great.
But that's not what happened with Rick and Morty, though.
No. I wonder what they're gonna do for that. Oh, they did it. Oh, they replaced him with Dan Stevens.
I was gonna say I think they got an impersonator, or I think they were gonna do it with AI, which I wouldn't mind that either because it's an animated show. Yeah.
How weird. Yeah. Have they said anything about what they're gonna do with Rick and Morty or no? Like,
season 7,
is it people just guessing?
They're releasing information sometime this coming week about when season 7's gonna air in the fall. Yeah.
Huh. I really wonder what that's gonna be.
Oh, Dan Harmon writes the story. I don't care about Justin Roiland. It's Dan Harmon.
Right. No, I totally understand.
Really
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just such a big man. It's just like such a big property, you know. Like, I don't want to say like so much is writing on it, but man,
I said it many
crazy.
times. As long as Dan Harmon's still the main head, I could care less who they hired for the actor.
Right. I totally understand. Man, that's crazy.
What We Do in the Shadows has been really great this season too.
Has it? Again, that's another show that I hear so much about, and I have so many friends that watch. But I just don't. I just haven't watched it at all. The woman that plays, what's her name?
Nadja.
The main, Nadja. She is one of the characters. She plays one of the mutants in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and I think she's like one of the funniest parts of the whole movie. She plays Wingnut, which is like a weird bat creature. I think she's very funny.
Makes sense because she's a vampire in the What We Do in
Yeah,
the Shadows.
it was just very funny to hear her, and I went like, oh, she's so fun. Like, she's so great. She's so funny. Have they said how many more seasons they're gonna do of What We Do in the Shadows, or are they just gonna keep going with
Going as it until they're just gonna keep going as it. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
Far, season 5, the last 2 seasons I love. Season 3 and 4 are very bingeable. I found myself laughing uncontrollably a couple of times from the jokes they tell, and then this new season they've been going back to earlier season storylines, and it's just hilarious.
That's really cool. That's great. Yeah, it seems like a very funny show that plays itself really well, knows when to be smart and when to be dumb, and when to just sort of like walk that line. It seems very well written by like a lot of very, very, very funny people, which I think is very cool. I think it's great. Anything with Matt Berry is going to be funny. I love Matt Berry so much, so that's very cool.
I've mentioned this to you before. Black Mirror aired this summer.
Yeah, okay. So I had some other people talk to me about it, and I asked them, I'm like, okay, is this more like, hey guys, hey, your phone's bad. Did you know that? And they're like, no, these are like really different.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
They kind of like go all over the place. That first episode like really starts poking at like
streaming services.
Yeah, it like really hammers them, and I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. I've heard some really positive things about the season, but I don't really know.
I've heard more negative things about this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. No, I've heard some pretty positive stuff. People have been into it, and they're just like, yeah, it's less about like, hey, phone bad, and more.
Yeah, less about technology, more about like it's like scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yes, that's exactly what somebody else likened it to. They were like, it's a lot more like these kind of like weird, like not even like sci-fi horror, but almost. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like that sounded more interesting to me.
3 creature feature episodes in it, and yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they
favorite
good?
One is the last one about a demon. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh wow, really?
Its own little mini movie. They call it like Blood Red or something like that. Black Mirror Blood creature feature Blood Red or whatever. Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool. Do you remember who's in it? If it's like, because it's always just like
it's just random actors. Nobody like like famous. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I
Aaron Paul
might have to check out this season.
One, though, the space one.
Yeah. What's that about?
they're androids. They're humans in space, but they have androids that they connect to their brain when they go to sleep on Earth with their human families. And the people don't like that because they can't differentiate from what's human and what's not.
Whoa, that's really cool.
And one of the there's only 2 of them piloting the spaceship, Aaron Paul and then some other guy who's also really famous. I can't remember his name. The other guy's machine gets destroyed, and like a violent killing of his family, and Aaron Paul agrees to let him go to Earth in his machine.
Whoa, that's cool.
And that's where the story kicks off. Yeah, it's like an hour episode. Yeah,
that's really cool. Okay, all right, I might check some of these out. Like, I like the idea of more of like the weird horror things, that are, to me, more interesting than just technology. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care about that.
Out the series, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah. And that's really like, I'm just like not super into that kind of thing where it's just like, yeah, man, we're going to talk about technology here. It's like, I don't really care about that.
But my favorite one though, like I think I messaged you, is the White Christmas one with John Hamm in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which is, people think is arguably their darkest one because they kill a kid in it.
God damn, that's so crazy. That is so fucking nuts. I don't know. It's cool that there's still avenues where people can take chances to make that kind of stuff. We're very like Twilight Zone-y type of stuff or whatever, but like, man, it's got to be really, really good to like grab you because there's so much other stuff you can be watching. You know what I mean?
Especially when you mentioned Twilight, like that Jordan Peele one, I think.
Yeah. It's it like, did they stop doing that? Like they made like one season and they went like, never mind.
I fell off after the first season. It was like a long time between when the second season released. I'll have to go back and check, but I don't know.
Was it like it was like right around COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was like
was released around like the ending of season 1 was released around like November, December. Yeah.
Oh man.
Which is also
that's
a weird release for TV shows because a bunch of them stopped airing because of Christmas, but this one didn't, and all that.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's tough. That's weird. What a weird timing for that, but
I was gonna
whatever.
I went through mine. Do you have anything you've been like shows and whatnot?
So I've been watching some movies here and there that I like, again, try like revisiting stuff, and then some stuff that I don't know that like a lot of people have seen or thought about that aren't like cult classic-y. Like I watched Hot Shots again, and Hot Shots is a funny parody movie from like 1991. It's I don't know that it's made by the same guys who made Airplane, but it's the same kind of movie. It sort of parodies Top Gun. Yeah, like it's all Top Gun parody stuff or what. It's Charlie Sheen, and it's a funny movie, but it's like 1991 funny movie, and not so it's like, you know, it's like not great. It's just pretty good. I still I remember liking it a lot when I was a kid, so I watched it again and I was like, oh, this has like some funny moments where like the dialogue is very good, but like some of the jokes don't really land. I also watched a movie from, I want to say 1996.
That's my birth year.
hey, all right. It was called, and again, I don't know that a lot, like, it's definitely a movie that people don't like hold in high regard. When I talked to my friend Jeff about it the other day, he was like, I remember watching that in the theaters. It's a movie called Last Man Standing. Came out in 1996, starring Bruce Willis. Yeah, it is. Bruce Dern is in it, and so is Christopher Walken, and what's his David? The fuck is his name? David Kelly. David Patrick Kelly. He's the guy in the Warriors who clinks the bottles together and says Warriors come out and play. Yeah. He's like this. He's like a sniveling like little bad guy. But Michael Imperioli is also in it, who I really love. It is. I didn't realize what I was watching until I got about 2/3 of the way through, and then I went, "Oh, this is Yojimbo." They just remade Yojimbo in 1996, starring Bruce Willis, and they set it during Prohibition era, whatever, down by like the border, and like they're smuggling. They're like rum running up from Mexico, and like all the stuff that goes along with that. And it's, I would say it's not a great movie, but I enjoyed it, and it's only an hour and 40 minutes, so not too bad. It's fun. I thought that was a pretty cool movie that I wasn't expecting much out of. So yeah, that's the other one that I think I would recommend. Those are really all. I haven't really watched a ton of stuff outside of that.
I watched this crazy movie because I just watched all my bad movies for the next 5 months, so I could take and New Year's off, other than the fast ones. And I just also want to plug a 5-year anniversary, September.
Hell yeah,
yeah, and
awesome, man.
I watched this movie called Night of the Chicken Dead.
What is that?
It's a musical comedy zombie movie where a fast food chicken place is built on top of a Native American Indian burial ground, and they come back to kill the workers.
Oh my god! Is it like a trauma movie?
It's a horror movie. It's an actual
It's okay. So it's Trauma made it. Okay. I just looked it up and I'm like, this sounds really familiar because I remember going to Comic-Con one year and they were like promoting it really hard. That's what I remember about it. How weird.
It's very like 6th through like 8th grade type of like.
Oh yeah.
Jokes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it seemed like. You know what I want to watch, but I haven't found any time to watch much or whatever. I want to watch that Twisted Metal show, I think. I don't know that it's going to be very good, but I think I want to watch it. I think I want to see the Twisted Metal TV show.
And before we go here, I just want to mention I watched Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh Jesus!
I was just scrolling through Hulu one day and it was on Hulu for free. I'm like, I want to put this on because I wasn't watching my bad movies at the time. It was in the middle of summer when I was in my summer break just now, and I was like, I had to stop at 20 minutes in. I'm like, I got to come back to this.
Oh, dude, it's not good, but
it's my second worst movie after Grave of the Vampire, which I think I mentioned to you. Is on public domain on YouTube for free because nobody wants to own that piece of shit.
Yeah, Freddy Got Fingered is definitely like it is a thing of its time, and it was like, oh yeah, this movie's like so bad, but I definitely think
Tom Green,
like I think it's like on purpose. You know what I mean? I definitely think that it's Tom Green making it the way he wanted to. It's crazy.
I was saying I don't think it was made on purpose, so I think Tom Green did it just
because
he's Tom Green.
Yeah, just to be Tom Green. Yes. Yeah. I think that's all it is. I think that's all it is. Crazy.
So yeah,
crazy.
I think we covered everything.
Crazy, man. Time flies. It's always fun getting together with you.
Yeah. Anything you want to finally say?
No. Hey, 5-year anniversary coming up. Go back, listen to old episodes and stuff that we've done. This was a lot of fun. This is another good one, man.
All right, and thanks for coming on.
Yep.
I just want to shout out an amazing channel, James the Sheriff Dixon. Oh, he's such a great guy, and he is super cool for coming to the show. I'm glad I got to meet him in person, and you should subscribe.